Hey, Mariella,
Yeah.
what do you get when you make a brownie and a blondie together?
What do we get?
A brunette.
That's very clever, Keeter.
It is. But it's my
Yeah.
new favorite dessert to eat. Now, I cannot take credit for that name.
Mm-mm.
I can't take credit for that. Do you want to tell the story of how that name came around?
So I made these little treats that we're talking about today. And my daughter said, "Oh, what are they called?" They said, "Oh, they're blondies." She's like, "Oh, that's so weird." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's like a," she's like, "What's a blondie?" And I was like, "Well, it's like a brownie without chocolate, kind of." And she was like, "Oh, wouldn't it be funny if they called brownies brunettes since this is a blondie?" And I thought, what a fucking genius.
She's so brilliant.
I know.
But these did come out a little bit darker. They're
Brown.
darker than they're darker than a blondie. They're
Hmm.
much lighter than a brownie. And that's because of the way that you and I started making them from the recipe that we have. So anyways, I'm a sucker for anything sweet
Ditto.
and especially anything gooey and delicious.
I
And
agree. And this is like on the corner of chocolate chip cookie and a bar, which we love.
correct. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you and I are like the end all be all of chocolate chip cookies, you know.
Yeah, like there's no dessert I feel that is as good as a chocolate chip cookie. Bite me,
Correct.
you know?
I agree with you.
It's like perfect. I like anything that's like single serve that you can stop at any time. I hate when I have a big slice of something. Is
What
that
the fuck is
me?
wrong with you? What do you mean you hate when you have a big slice of something? Just eat it. Like, I don't get what's wrong with you. I
I
hate
don't
when I have a
know.
big, luxurious slice of cake. I feel so overindulgent.
Cause sweets are not my jam. Like I like some sweets, right? But not all sweets. So when I have a big slice of some fucking cake and whatever, I feel bad not eating it all because I come from immigrants, but also I get sick of sugar real fast. So I like a little piece of something, which a cookie is just that.
Listen, I come from immigrants too, and this is why I just eat the entire slice if it's in front of me, okay? Because I don't know about you, but you couldn't get up from your table unless your plate was gone. Hence
Girl,
my food issues. But you
we
know,
love our parents.
we discovered that little by little.
You know, they did the best they could.
They did what they had to do. But I have made this recipe multiple times to give it away to people because I wanted to see. Here's the thing with me. I can't keep sweets in my possession because I'll
Right.
eat it all.
Yeah,
I
you
can't.
don't have a threshold for sweets.
No, I don't. And so because I gotta be careful with my sugars,
Sugars.
okay, I gotta be careful with the sugars. I give myself a small bite, but then I have to give it all away. I
Right.
can't keep it because
Poison.
no, I'll eat the entire fucking pan in one sitting and have zero guilt over it.
Love you.
That's the bad part of me. I'll have no guilt over this.
You're like, I deserve this. I am a good person.
I'm like, you know what? It's a me day. So
Oh my
but the
God.
problem is every day turns into a me day.
I haven't heard of me day. Eric was 14, 13, 12 years old saying, Mariella, I don't want to hang out today because I'm going to have a me day. 13 years old. I'm like, what the fuck? But you were really like a genius. You were like, self-care was your jam since you were
Yeah.
young. And now it's a
Yeah.
whole industry.
It is. If I was old enough back then to start the self-care industry, and just let everybody know, Mariella back then did not let me days go very lightly.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
There was a couple curse words. There was a, get your fucking ass out of your house. It was a kind of like
You're
things like
such a
that.
bitch.
Yeah, you're such a bitch. I fucking hate you. And so that was like seriously the line for like 10 years of our friendship. I fucking hate you. She didn't hate me,
No, I just wanted
but
to
then
be
she would
with
just show
you.
up at my home.
I
Okay.
would show up at your house. That's how I befriended your whole family.
And that's exactly how you befriended my whole family.
I was
'Cause then
like,
you
well,
just,
fuck you.
you're like, well, fuck you. And then she would just hang out with my sister, my brother, my mother. So I
Yep.
could be there the entire time. Mary was like, well, I don't give a fuck. We're going to
Fuck
hang out
your
with all
me
these
day.
people over here because they're all
Look what
so
you're
fucking,
missing out on.
it was so needless to say, my me days
Uh-huh.
didn't always turn out into me days because you would just show up.
All the time. Literally.
We didn't even
Yeah.
drive. Your sisters or somebody would just take you over
Just
because,
appear.
yeah. You're just like, oh, my sister dropped me off. So I guess someone's taking me home.
Oh, I was so cute.
You were very cute. You're still cute, but you were very cute back then. You just waddled on in. So anyways,
Well,
this is delicious.
it
And I need
is.
everybody to make this because it's easy.
It is. Oh my God. Okay, number one, all you need is a bowl and a spoon.
That's it.
which
you
is
don't need a mixer. You don't need anything like that. This is easy.
amazing. And you only need like how many ingredients? It's less than 10.
Yeah, completely less than 10 ingredients. We're going to go over it right now.
Okay.
This is so fucking good.
We're going to talk about, because we have an original recipe that we based this off of, right?
Correct.
And we got it off the TikTok because really that's like where cooking's happening these days.
I like how old you are. The TikTok. Just flip up your tongue.
I want to be an influencer, Eric. So bad.
Okay. First of all, we are influencers in our own mind. All right.
I know, but we're just audio influencers. I want to be in a video, but I don't have the fucking, I don't know what to do. If anybody out there wants to help us get on the social medias,
we're going to do it. We're on the TikToks and the Instagrams. Do people use the Facebooks anymore? I don't know.
Facebook. I think they do. Okay. So does the original recipe have brown butter? Yeah.
It does not. It was just melted butter. Okay. It was just melted butter. The original recipe was 3/4 of a cup of melted butter. I did 1 cup of brown butter.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah. I did 1 cup of brown butter. And then
3/4.
I did 1 cup. And then you added, so you get your butter browning in your pan.
Right. Which adds a depth of flavor. So
depth of flavor.
When you brown butter, let's explain it to the people, right? Because they may not understand what browning butter entails.
Sure.
So you put a small saucepan on the heater and you put it on like medium, right?
Yeah, you want to do a medium.
And then you put your butter in there. You can slice it or not. And then first you'll see it starts to melt and then it's yellow and then it gets foamy. And when it gets foamy, it starts to like bubble a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the milk solids separating from the liquid of the fats, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then with the heat, it starts to turn brown. And that creates a caramelization that becomes flavor.
You could smell it too.
What is
it's very nutty and you smell it immediately. The thing with brown butter is too, it's like caramelizing sugar. Don't fucking walk away from this.
No.
Don't think that you have the ability to walk away, because the problem is once you've gone beyond that brownish color, that's it. It's done. You got to start over again.
Yeah. And you have to wash the pan. You do. Start it in the same pan.
Yeah.
This has happened to me a time or two, I would say. All right. So we made it this way, but then I was like, Keter, I'm going to brown milk powder with my butter, because why not? What are milk solids in butter if not milk?
Yeah.
Like it's milk powder. Holy shit, Eric. I think I reinvented the wheel.
Yeah. So I've never really purchased milk powder, but I did specifically purchase milk powder. So just so everybody know, because the ingredients and the grocery list we gave y'all last week, you don't need the powder milk in this. It does add a depth to this brunette. We're going to keep calling it a brunette. Amen. Trademark food FAQ. I think you don't need to, but milk powder is very cheap.
Yeah.
And I promise you, other baked goods we make will have milk powder in it. So it will get used. And the shelf life is like ridiculously long.
Yeah. I mean, it's milk powder, right? It's like poor people milk. That's what we had when I was I don't know about you. No,
we did not. We had it in a gallon jug, but
we weren't big milk drinkers at my house. So we
weren't milk drinkers. The only person drink milk was my brother.
Oh yeah. He would
he would drink milk like when he was thirsty. I think I would have milk in cereal. And then of course my parents put it in coffee. And that's it.
Ugh, it's the worst. I can only do half and half.
My mom actually used to use evaporated milk.
That's delicious.
I don't feel a difference. I don't put anything in my coffee, so.
Oh, you're the devil. You know, people who do that are evil.
No, it's because we drink good coffee and you don't need it. But anyways.
What'd you say?
Because we drink good coffee and don't need it, but.
I drink good coffee too, but honestly, I like a little, what is it? A little milk, a little coffee with my cream.
Yeah, you like a little coffee with your milk. You like fill the mug like more than halfway up, and then you have like an assload of sugar in there.
Oh yeah. Like
I only keep real sugar in my home just to bake. So, but before we started this podcast, I didn't keep real sugar in my home.
Really?
No, I didn't. Remember, I would have to go out and buy sugar before you come into town because one day you woke up bitching that there was only Splenda in my house.
I like Splenda. I don't like sugar.
I always see you just put an assload of sugar.
Because you only have sugar. You never have Splenda for me.
Because I bake now. Like more than ever. So.
All right. So you make this brown butter. How much milk powder do you put in it?
2 tablespoons.
Same. Okay. So 2 tablespoons. And I put it in at the beginning. Or just when it melts.
I put it as it finishes melting. And then you put it in and then you just start whisking it away. That's all you do. Just whisk it away. Get it brown. Mm-hmm. No big deal. When that's
While that's happening, I like to measure out my sugars.
Yes. So I did 1 cup of brown sugar, 3/4 of a cup of white sugar.
Yeah, that's it.
And then when that was done, I then poured our brown butter milk powder into the bowl and just started whisking it. And you know me, I use my stand mixer for anything. I just use my stand mixer, but you really do not need to with this one.
I don't.
You start whisking it together. And for me, the sugar just became kind of clumpy.
Yes.
And you think it's not going to come together, but it is, because then I put 2 eggs in.
And it becomes like a paste almost.
It becomes like a paste. And then a hearty tablespoon of vanilla.
Yeah, for sure. Like a glug.
Yeah, a good glug of it. I did a pinch of salt.
Yeah, I measured mine because, you know, I have problems when it comes to exactitude.
We know.
But I found when I started with the addition of the milk powder that it added like a saltiness to it. So I did reduce the amount that the recipe says. I think I used like about a little bit less than half of the salt, which I think was like 1/8 of a teaspoon, if I recall correctly. And I use kosher. Always use kosher salt.
I use kosher salt also.
Yes. So, and then you mix all that shit together.
You mix it all together. And then all you need is 1 3/4 cup of flour.
Which is awesome, right? I love that.
Yeah. It's a very small, because the thing is, this is not very big. I put it in an 8x8 baking dish. Mm-hmm. So this is not very big. Oh, and by the way, preheat your oven to 350 degrees.
Yeah, true.
And then what I do is, my favorite part is, I get a big bar of milk chocolate and I just start chopping it up. And I won't lie, I use 2 bars because I really wanted a good.
I like how you're just like, I get 1 bar. I'm not going to lie. I get 2 bars.
Yes.
Well, yeah, because I think you use too much, because Ryan doesn't like it. He says it's too sweet. So I'm gathering.
Ryan also eats dino nuggets all day. So you know what?
Oh my God. But Ryan eats.
He's not a unit of measurement of tastiness.
Well, he's a unit of measurement for sweetness. He likes Peeps, for fuck's sake.
And mint chocolate chip ice cream.
That is so gross. My husband does too.
The only time I've ever consumed mint chocolate chip is when I was sick. Because for some reason, my Hispanic mother gave me mint chocolate chip ice cream when I was sick.
It's medicinal.
Well, she always say it's minty, so it helps. So it's the only fucking time I ever ate mint chocolate chip ice cream. No.
Yeah, it's fucking gross. My husband
sat there the other day with a big fucking tub on the couch and just started eating it.
Oh, God forgive him. Well, listen, 1 3/4 cup of flour. When you put that flour in, I like to switch over from a whisk over to a rubber spatula, because I hate it when the flour gets stuck in the whisk tongs or whatever the fuck they're called. It drives me nuts. So I will fold it in gingerly and deliciously. And just when there's like a little bit of flour showing, I will stop. And then I'll add the chocolate and then finish mixing it with the chocolate chips or chunks.
Add the fuck ton of chocolate chunks.
I'm going to tell you something. I have made this with a variety of chocolate just to test it out, right? The last time I made it with mini chocolate chips, which is usually something I really enjoy in a cookie, but I added too much, like about 1.5 cups. Mm-hmm. And it kind of became like this weird chocolate screen almost, rather than like little dots. Does that make sense? Like when you bite into it, it's like a chocolate screen versus.
Oh, that's what I want.
I don't want that. So to me, the best combination for this personally is to use the big chips, the Good and Gather. Again, guys, I know they don't pay me yet, but their Good and Gather chocolate chips are so good. I like to use the regular size semi-sweet, and then I get a chocolate bar. Usually the blue one from Aldi is my favorite. It's a milk chocolate.
I get the blue one from Lidl. That's funny.
Same shit. It's the best.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking delicious.
And seriously, it's like $1.
Yes.
It's like $1 a bar. Like every time I go to a Lidl or Aldi, I'll pick up like 4 bars.
Quality shit.
Because you never know when you're going to bake something or just the mood strikes you. Like we talked about last episodes, just keep this stuff in your home and you will always have stuff to bake with.
Always, especially at places like that where you can get really high quality chocolate for.
Yeah, it is good.
pennies.
It's good milk chocolate. I'll get the other place that has a really massive and good milk chocolate bar is Trader Joe's. Mm-hmm. But if you want to be a little bit more budget friendly, even more budget friendly than Trader Joe's, go to Aldi or Lidl. And I'm telling you, it is good milk chocolate.
It is really, really good. And then I will get that and I'll just like tear like 4 squares and then with my hands, I'll just tear it on over top and like kind of decorate it and make it cobblestoney on top with the whole chocolate bar bits on top. That's my favorite combo. I know you like to just jizz chocolate all over the place. That's
disgusting. No one jizzes chocolate. And if you do, go to a doctor. Okay.
But you do. I think you overdo it.
I do. And I love over chocolating it and I get the best compliments. So sorry.
Like, no complaints, bitch.
No complaints. But you put I put a parchment line 8x8 pan. And so here's the thing, because I do have a lot of chocolate in mine. Okay, it's at 350 degrees. I do cook it for 40 minutes.
Yeah, it does take longer than like the 22 it says.
The 22 that they said, it's like fucking pudding. Okay, so.
It is pudding. That's right.
Yeah, okay. It's like hot pudding. So I do it for about 40 minutes. When I've used less chocolate, I've done like
Wait
30.
a minute. If you're ever a porn star, you should call yourself Hot Pudding.
Shut the fuck up. That's a great name.
That is so
That's
good.
that's my new porn star name, Hot Pudding.
Okay.
Hot Pudding, Food FAQ. 40 minutes. And then here's the thing. You got to let it rest for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, you can't just get into that shit. You have
No,
to
because the thing is, you're going to have that nice, typical brownie, crackly top on it, but it is going to be gooey. So you got to let it kind of re-solidify a little bit.
cool down, because otherwise
Yes.
it's going to just literally jizz on you and it's going to be hot.
What is with you in that word today?
I don't know. I haven't used it in a while. I think I owe it something.
I'm sure you do.
I have a jizz like,
Something's on your mind.
what's that word when you have to meet a criteria, like a cap? I don't know. What
I
is
don't
that?
fucking know, but you're in it right now.
I'm in it right now.
Yeah.
A jizz quota. That's what I've got. I've got a
Jizz quota. Yeah, you're into your jizz quota. Your jizz era.
I think that was a long time ago. But anyway, okay. So this recipe is amazing. Our tweaks, I think, make it, you know what? I don't know. I was trying to think about like, how do you describe what the milk powder adds? And I think it adds like it's something in the background that makes it taste like, what the fuck is that? Is that what you taste?
So, like they'll use the term umami for a savory food.
Yes.
Like, it gives like a depth to it and you just can't put your finger on it. And it's like all these like little tricks that people do. Like when you add butter to your pasta and sauce to make it a little bit more luxurious, or when you add good olive oil or things like that. That's what this does. It adds like this,
Je ne sais quoi.
Shut the fuck up. I was trying to keep talking so you wouldn't say that fucking stupid term. But anyways,
But
so
it's good. It's true.
It does. It adds just a little bit of like almost like, what is that? It adds a depth to it. Maybe makes it a little bit richer. So I am going to go with you on the milk powder on this one. I really think that was a good idea. And it did make a big difference.
And you're going to go with me on the je ne sais quoi because it's perfect.
Nope. Milk powder only.
All right, you guys, we want you to toast up some milk powder in your butter and see what the fuck happens. And you can do this in a cookie recipe, which I am really freaking hard on for. I want to do
it in
that.
a cookie recipe, do it in a brownie recipe, do it in a cake recipe.
Anything.
Try it out.
Yes. Make these brunettes and then tag us on the social medias. Leave us, go to YouTube and you can listen to us there and leave us a comment.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Do something. Fucking like it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm excited
like
about
that.
the YouTube.
Do this.
All right. Well, don't forget to leave us a review in your very favorite podcast player. Listen to us wherever you can. You can check all the links in our show notes and share us with a friend because we love you guys so much and we can't wait to come back with another amazing recipe to share with you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.